It starts like something out of a movie. The connection is electric, the affection is constant, and they say everything you've ever wanted to hear. They text you all day and make you feel like the center of the universe. It feels like a fairy tale, almost too good to be true. And for a shocking number of people, it is. While hard statistics are difficult to capture, mental health experts agree this experience is incredibly common. It's a dark psychological trick called love bombing, a powerful form of manipulation designed to trap you before you even know what's happening. In this video, we're going to break down how to spot it, understand it, and make sure you don't get caught in the web. So what is love bombing? Let's call it what it is. A manipulative tactic where someone drowns you in affection, attention, and big gestures, almost always right at the start of a relationship. It feels amazing, it feels intoxicating, but its real purpose isn't to build a genuine connection. It's to gain control over you. And this doesn't just happen in romance. These same patterns of over-the-top affection as a tool for control can pop up in friendships and even families, making you dependent on the person who's showering you with all that praise. Seeing love bombing for the serious red flag it is the single most important step you can take to protect yourself from a cycle that is often the start of something deeply unhealthy, and sometimes even abusive. If it's a trap, why does it work so well on so many of us? The simple answer is that it's designed to feel incredible. Love bombing plugs directly into our very human need to be wanted, to be valued, and to belong. When someone showers you with that much attention, it floods your brain with feel-good chemicals, creating a kind of euphoria that's hard to resist. It makes you feel seen and special in a way you might have never felt before. This is exactly what makes it so confusing. In the beginning, love bombing looks and feels almost identical to a real head-over-heels romance. In fact, it's meant to mimic that dizzying, exciting honeymoon phase. The endless compliments, the talk of you being their soulmate after just a week, the feeling that this connection is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's all a strategy to get you to lower your guard. A manipulator floods you with positive emotions to forge a powerful bond fast. Their goal is to make you feel so cherished that you start to rely on them for your own sense of worth. You begin to crave the high of their affection, and that's right where they want you. They create a system of dependency, which makes it much easier for them to criticize and devalue you later, leaving you feeling like you're the one to blame when things inevitably go wrong. It's a carefully crafted illusion, and falling for it doesn't make you foolish. It makes you human. Untangling genuine romance from love bombing means you have to look past the intoxicating feelings and zero in on the behaviors. Healthy relationships build over time. Love bombing is all about intensity and speed. Here are the most common signs that the affection you're getting might have strings attached. First, the compliments are excessive and over the top. We all love being complimented, but from a love bomber, it's a fire hose. They'll tell you you're perfect, that you're the most incredible person they've ever met, maybe even their soulmate often, within just a few days or weeks. It feels good for a minute, but if you listen to your gut, you might feel a little uncomfortable. That praise feels unearned because, let's be honest, they don't actually know you yet. This isn't about them appreciating you. It's about them idealizing a fantasy version of you. Second, there are grand gestures and lavish gifts. This is a classic move. Think expensive dinners, surprise weekend trips, or constant, pricey gifts that feel way too big for how long you've known each other. A thoughtful gift is one thing, but these gestures are designed to make you feel like you owe them something. Later on, if you try to set a boundary or take a step back, they might use these gifts against you, saying things like, "After everything I've done for you," to make you feel guilty and trapped. Third, the communication is constant and demanding. A love bomber wants to own your attention. They'll blow up your phone with texts, calls, and DMs from morning to night. They need to know what you're doing at all times and get irritated if you don't reply right away. If you're busy with work or out with your friends, they might get passive-aggressive or even accuse you of not caring, framing their possessiveness as just being worried. This isn't about connection. It's about isolating you by taking up all your time and energy. Fourth, they rush toward commitment. This is one of the biggest red flags of all. A love bomber moves at lightning speed. They push for major relationship steps way too fast, saying, "I love you," in the first month, pressuring you to be exclusive after 1 or 2 dates, or talking about moving in together before you've even had your first real disagreement. This rush is designed to lock you in before you get a chance to see the cracks in their perfect facade. And finally, the most telling sign, they ignore your boundaries. This is the ultimate test. A healthy partner respects your need for space, independence, and time to yourself. A love bomber doesn't. If you say you need a night alone, they might get upset, pout, or make you feel guilty. If you try to slow things down, they'll likely push back, questioning your feelings and insisting that what you two have is too special to hit the brakes on. How someone reacts when you say no tells you everything you need to know. If any of this is starting to sound familiar, or maybe hitting a little too close to home, consider subscribing. We're all about figuring out how to build healthy, respectful connections, and we'd love for you to stick around. So we've covered the what, but let's get into the why. Why do people do this? While sometimes this behavior can come from a place of deep insecurity or an anxious attachment style, it's most often linked with narcissistic traits. At its core, the motivation is a desperate need for control, which is usually driven by their own fragile sense of self-worth. A love bomber isn't really seeing you. They are seeing you as a source of validation, an object that exists to meet their needs. The first phase, where they put you on a pedestal and idealize you, is all about winning you over. But it is almost always followed by a devaluation phase. Once they feel like they have you, their true colors start to come out. The constant affection might suddenly stop, replaced by criticism, the silent treatment, or anger whenever you fail to live up to their impossible standards. They create this cycle, build you up, then tear you down to keep you in a constant state of confusion and emotionally dependent. When they pull their affection away, you're left scrambling, trying to figure out what you did wrong and desperate to get back to that perfect beginning. This creates a powerful, addictive emotional bond where you get hooked on the dizzying highs and devastating lows. Understanding this isn't about making excuses for them. It's about empowering yourself to see that their behavior was never about you. It's a script they follow, and you are not responsible for their manipulation. Being on the receiving end of love bombing can leave behind deep, lasting emotional scars. The whiplash of going from intense adoration to cold indifference, or even cruelty, is incredibly damaging. Victims often talk about feeling a deep sense of confusion, anxiety, and worthlessness. You start to question your own judgment. Was any of it real? How could I have been so blind? You might even end up blaming yourself for the way things ended. This erosion of your self-trust is one of the most painful effects. It can make it incredibly hard to go into new relationships with an open heart because you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. You might also feel isolated because your friends and family may not get how someone who seemed so perfect at first could be the source of so much pain. Healing starts with recognizing that you were the target of a calculated manipulation tactic. It was not your fault. You are not alone in this, and finding your way back to yourself is absolutely possible. Protecting yourself from love bombing isn't about being cynical or closing yourself off from ever finding love again. It's about learning to be intentional and trusting your own gut feelings. The key to protecting yourself isn't to build walls around your heart, but to build healthy fences. By insisting on a comfortable pace, setting clear boundaries from the start, and learning to trust your intuition, you empower yourself to tell the difference between a genuine connection and the calculated storm of manipulation. Healthy love doesn't overwhelm you. It builds you up, respects you, and feels safe. You deserve nothing less than that. Have you ever experienced love bombing? Sharing your story in the comments can be incredibly validating for others who are going through the same thing. Let's create a supportive space. And be sure to check out our other videos to learn more about building healthy, respectful connections in all areas of your life. Also, maintain your independence. Don't let a new relationship become your entire world. Keep investing time in your friends, your family, your hobbies, and your career. A love bomber tries to isolate you to gain more control. By keeping your support system strong and your own life full, you make yourself a much harder target. And finally, trust your gut. That little voice in your head, that feeling that things are too good to be true, or just a bit off. That's your intuition trying to warn you. Don't ignore it. Our bodies often pick up on red flags before our minds can fully explain them. If something feels wrong, it's worth taking a step back to figure out why. Let's be clear. Love bombing is a manipulative trap disguised as a fairy tale. It's defined by that overwhelming flood of attention right at the start, a dizzying rush toward commitment, and a total disregard for your personal boundaries. It can happen with a romantic partner, a new friend, or even a family member, but the goal is always the same: control. The key to protecting yourself isn't to build walls around your heart, but to build healthy fences. By insisting on a comfortable pace, setting clear boundaries from the start, and learning to trust your intuition, you empower yourself to tell the difference between a genuine connection and the calculated storm of manipulation. Healthy love doesn't overwhelm you. It builds you up, respects you, and feels safe. You deserve nothing less than that. Have you ever experienced love bombing? Sharing your story in the comments can be incredibly validating for others who are going through the same thing. Let's create a supportive space. And be sure to check out our other videos to learn more about building healthy, respectful connections in all areas of your life.